My name is Lawren Indigo Mateo, and this is Naima Mateo Jacobs. Well, I gave birth at Kindred Space LA, which is an amazing resource for really women of color, Black women to choose an out-of-hospital birth. So through my connection with Kindred, I learned about this event, and I was like, where else am I gonna be if I'm not there? I'm like, I can be outside with the girls breastfeeding, or I can be home breastfeeding. So we're out here today for that. So I appreciate this camaraderie and like kindred energy around breastfeeding and Black women breastfeeding, like even more so because it's something that like we do more so in our own spaces, and it can be a little bit isolating. It can be like even discouraging at times. I know I shed my tears around breastfeeding. So for there to be an event about celebrating breastfeeding, it's like very refreshing, and I want to draw on this energy to keep doing this because it is a longer journey than just a couple weeks, a couple months for some of us who want to go longer. Well, I decided to breastfeed my child because I was told that breast milk really has all the nutrients that she needs. And it also talks about, I guess breastfeeding also gives her my immune system, something like that. Like basically what she needs to also be protected in this environment. Also, it just felt like pretty natural to me. Actually, I was surprised at how much of a skill it is because I think I took it for granted. Like, oh yeah, of course I'm gonna breastfeed my baby, like obvi. But when I started doing it, I was like, oh, this is why people don't breastfeed babies, because it's actually really difficult and there's not a lot of support. And even with the support that I was able to get, it was still hard. And my nipples were still toe up. I was still emotionally toe up. I think the most surprising thing about breastfeeding is the learning curve and the journey it is in and of itself. At the beginning, it's very like, precious, beautiful. And then there's like such a like turn you hit that, some people can like fully, crash out or like break down. Like I definitely hit a wall. And I was like, found myself in a place where I was actually so sad because she wanted to eat and I didn't want to feed her. And I was like, oh my God, like I'm a bad mother. I never like saw this for myself. But the physical journey that it is, and like the endurance and the mental endurance that you kind of have to have, and really the support that you need. No, it was familiar. I'm definitely not the first. And I think maybe what I am is one of the first to exclusively breastfeed. So there's been like formula and breastfeeding combination. So I think I was more passionate about just going exclusively breastfeeding. And so far it's been going pretty well. I mean, it led me to an all-white party with Black women. So I would say be patient with yourself. I would tell a new mother breastfeeding to be patient with yourself. But also don't underestimate yourself. Like, you're stronger than you know, and sometimes there is a mental block around the pain, but use your tools and go for what helps you feel better, whether it's changing positions or applying an ice pack and asking people for help, like, can you go get me that water? Can you pass me my phone? Can y'all talk lower? Or whatever it is you need to say, like, push your line, because your relationship to this action is going to be important for you. So treat it with the importance that it has. My favorite part about breastfeeding is definitely the rewarding feeling that you get when you just look down and see your baby smiling and all content. That's usually when someone else takes her to hold her, do whatever's next. But that moment is so special. Just knowing that you can provide for your baby. Like, you could really tell that, like, when God invented breastfeeding, like, God shot that.